Hi, I'm Riley Marshall, and this is a roving report for the EWG Mercury. Today we're reporting on Mrs. Chandler's last year. Mrs. Chandler started at EWG in 2013, and her final day was Friday, February 6th, making her final year her 13th year at EWG. We heard a lot from teachers and students to hear about their fondest memories and what they'll miss the most. Now let's get into it. What's your fondest memory with Miss Chandler?
I would say that my fondest memory is whenever I would see her in the hallway and she'd always say hi and we'd talk.
I think my fondest memories of Mrs. Chandler are seeing her give a speech at graduation every year, and in particular because I see her sort of behind the scenes coming into school early in the morning and later in the afternoon. I know how hard she works on that speech and tries to personalize it for all of the students in the senior class. It's really amazing to see her put that effort in.
Probably the couple of times where I was a chaperone, a dance chaperone, and just seeing her kind of after hours and chit-chatting with her before the dance started. Just those kind of personal stories she would tell. That's my fondest memory.
Definitely talking to her during lunch and passing periods.
Well, there's been a lot. She's been here longer than any principal that I've worked under before, and she's been incredibly supportive since the day that she came in here to the day that she'll be leaving. It's funny. I love her graduation speeches. She gives a great speech at graduation, and I think the senior class this year is going to miss that. Or I don't know if she's doing it or not, but she does a wonderful job with that. And but I'll never forget the first practical piece of advice that she gave me had nothing to do with education. I had a really bad clothing day, and I had this massive amount of static cling in the outfit that I was wearing, and it literally was driving me crazy. And I happened to mention to her at lunch to it, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, you know how to get rid of that?" It's like, all you gotta do is take some hand lotion and wipe it on the fabric or wipe it on your skin, and it's gone. That was probably her first year here, in the first conversation that we had, and I have used that so many different times, and I'll always remember her for that piece of advice, and again for her graduation speeches. And then the last thing is she's always supported her staff. I think that's really important. Everybody in the building that works here, she's been an advocate of, and she's always looked out for our best interests. So we really appreciate that. Thank you, Mrs. Chandler.
What do you think EWG will miss the most about Mrs. Chandler?
Her positive and fun energy.
I think just that. You know, she cares a lot about this building and the people that are in it, and I think she puts that first and foremost. And you know, there's other people that might not be the number one priority, believe it or not. That people could come in with different agendas, different priorities, but that is clearly her number one priority. It always has been. She's been very consistent and very strong with that. So I think that could be my answer.
I think that we'll miss her presence and her smile in the hallways and her just always being there.
That's so hard to put into words, but I think that Mrs. Chandler is like an even hand. She really is fair and logical, and I think that when you have a new administrator or even a new teacher, you just never know what you're going to get. But with Mrs. Chandler, she's really all about consistency, and I think that's something that the people that work with her appreciate.
Truthfully, she's a ray of sunshine. She's definitely always a positive influence in my life, and the positivity she brings into the workplace is definitely will be missed.
I think EWG is going to miss her smile around the hallways and in school and her positive attitude and always like making everyone happy and cheerful.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think her big and positive attitude affect all of us.
I also agree. I'm going to miss that. She checks up on everyone a lot.
I think EWG will miss Miss Chandler's positive attitude and how she's always a friend to all. I think that EWG is going to miss how positive she was also and how she's always willing to help others.
I think at EWG we're really just going to miss seeing her during lunch and around the halls. She's always so uplifting and happy, and she's always in a good attitude.
I think EWG is going to miss Miss Chandler's smiling face and then like her words of encouragement every day.
Okay. And that was the students and teachers. We heard a lot about Mrs. Chandler's constant positive attitude, bright smiling face, and uplifting mood. EWG will never forget Mrs. Chandler, and it will never be the same. However, we're not sad it's ending. We're happy it happened. After all the years of graduation speeches and lunch supervision, Mrs. Chandler earned a place in all of our hearts. We wish Miss Chandler a happy and relaxing retirement. Now taking her place, we welcome Dr. Kristen Stringfellow, our principal for the year. I'm Riley Marshall reporting for the EWG Mercury, and I'll see you next time.